Test, test. Are you working? Hey, I'm Brad Fraser. This is Final Fantasy XIV, and we're gonna play for a little bit. The little side stories and stuff that I still need to get caught up on and get through those, and then we'll be done. We are streaming without a camera because I euthanized my cat this morning, so I'm super sad. So we're not gonna give you the red eye treatment as much fun as that might be. I also probably stream a little bit shorter as well. All right, let me get it go live really fast. Sorry, I'm just making sure I got my post here. Let's see. We are 142. All right. So finishing job quests and continuing society quest. Again, this should go kind of quick. All right. Alright, let's see here. We probably don't need this visor right now, do we? No, we're not doing Weaver. We will do... Let's see. Well, let's start with Dancer. I got a lot of stuff to get here on the side, so... Isn't it, though? Yeah. Absolutely fabulous. Alright. So, I gotta remember where the dancers stuff is. I don't think so. I think Red Mage is in Razat Han, and so Dancer is in Limsa. I think. Let's head to Limsa and see. Actually, no. I know that we've got something near Tuyalalal in Kazmuga. Take a look there first. We'll talk to Liplu first. You see a determined glint in Liplu's eyes. Pietro, so good to see you again. Thanks to you, the Tuyalalal travel agency is almost ready to open for business. The truth be told, we've already taken our first booking, and so soon after we first started promoting our services in Tuyalalal. A momentous occasion indeed. Our first customer is a Tsaro named Sia. Apparently, she works for the Wing of Reflection in the capital. He's traveling by alpaca, and should arrive any moment now. I'd like you to join me in giving them a warm Kazumauka welcome. I got a few loose ends to tie up here, but I'll join you by the entrance when I'm done. We're gonna ding ding dong. All right. Let's head east away. Sia, I presume. Welcome. How was your journey? Well met, Blue. Thanks to my fuzzy friend here, have a delightful trip. It speaks volumes that you've partnered with the porters to ensure your customers are well cared for. Totes adorbs. What a spectacular place this is. The journey alone has raised my expectations. Such a breathtaking view. I have always longed to explore Dawntrail, but I lacked the courage to take that first step. So I heard of your venture, nephew. I couldn't believe my luck. I look forward to seeing what you've got in store for me. Oh, you won't soon forget your time here. That's a Dawntrail travel agency guarantee. Well, without further ado, let's get you registered. If you head to the reception, I'll be with you shortly. See you, Mr. Alpaca Man. And off I go. I have a small favor to ask. C has requested a guided tour, and I'd hate for something to happen, our very first guest. Having you keep an eye on things will take the weight off of my mind. May I impose upon you to accompany Stia and his guides as they explore the local area? Sure, I can do that. Excellent. Well, I'd better go and deal with the paperwork. Come and find me when you're ready. All right. I picked up the Adamant toys since last I streamed. Apparently tours are specifically tailored to the customer's requests. Just to confirm, you've booked the Hanu Hanu cultural experience, correct? That's right. If I could squeeze in a spot of fishing too, that'd be wonderful. I'm a keen angler in my spare time, you see. Absolutely. In that case, you can stop by Breath Between on our route. But first, I'll give you a thorough tour of our village. Now, customer safety is paramount at the Dawntrail Travel Agency, which is why our special advisor, Piotr, will be joining you. Oh, you were part of a dance of its entourage during the right's succession, weren't you? Oh, everyone with the ring of reflection knows your exploits well. How reassuring that you'll be watching over us. Likewise, it's heartening to have you with us. On that note, shall we make our way to Okano? Safe travels. I hope you have a wonderful time. Off we go into the wild, weird yonder. Alright, let's see. A decent way. Where am I going? It's a big secret. So I did get all of my major jobs up to level 100. So I may work on a tank job, because that's the main thing I'm missing. Although I could also do, there was something else. Oh, I could also work on some, weapons crafting and stuff as well, because those are all things that I'm lacking with Piotr. Tried to specialize them because I thought that's what you're supposed to do, and then it turned out, nope, that's not what you're supposed to do. During the rite of succession, Dawn Servant Wook Lamont helped us restore the lifting of wings, Ikehana, to its former glory. That's the float that was repaired during the festival. Ah, I've heard tales, but to see the real thing is something else entirely. I'm starting to get a sense of how important reeds are to the Hanu Hanu. That's the wrong voice, here we go. I'm starting to get a sense of how important reeds are to the Hanu Hanu, not to mention how many different things you use them for. Cooking, construction, the list goes on. Fascinating. Nothing could make me happier than seeing other Chirali take an interest in our culture. That alone makes this job worthwhile. Now that you've visited Okano, let's head for the Breath Between and see if those fish are biting today. Oh, and in case you're wondering, we even use reeds as bait. See his tour is progressing smoothly, and the pair have set out for a spot of fishing Breath Between. Continue to keep an eye on them and ensure that neither of them comes to any harm. Honestly, this spot really is not a very high danger area. Isn't it every day you get to cast your sorry? It isn't every day you get to cast your line into such beautiful surroundings. Oh, I'll be coming back with my own gear, that's for sure. We Hanu love to feel the wind in our feathers as we fish. It's as though we were cradled by Kiani's divine protection, from head to talon. Say, I don't suppose you know of any fishing spots off the beaten trail. Well, there are a few anglers here besides us, and I haven't had a single bite yet. Perhaps Cave Kikatola would fit the bill. It's a modest walk away, but the fish are plentiful. One may cast a line in peace and quiet. Well, that sounds perfect, if it's not too much trouble. Oh, I'd love to make the trip. My only concern is the fees. I ought to do all I can to accommodate Thea's wishes. Of course, let's make our way there. Onward to Cave Kikatola. Thea seems to be enjoying the tour so far, but danger may be afoot. Follow the pair to Cape Kikatoya and keep watch as they continue fishing. Kikatola. Kikatola. There we go. The music's beautiful. As always. There we go. The sound of flowing water echoes throughout the cavern as you scan your surroundings and listen intently for signs of trouble. Fortunately, no beasts reveal themselves to you. Yeah, it'd be terrible if they ever exposed themselves in front of me. The sound of flowing water echoes throughout the cavern as you scan your surroundings and listen intently for signs of trouble. Fortunately, no beasts reveal themselves to you, which means this right over here will be the fight spot. Let me bring my chocobo. In the darkness, something hungers. A foul presence draws near with murderous designs. Oh dear. That's a big one. Alright. Took care of all the critters. What an excellent catch. Oh, thanks for bringing me here. Oh no, the pleasure's all mine. If it pleases you, we can have the cook serve your fish at the next meal, and leftovers can be dried and prepared as a treat for the journey home. Oh, that sounds absolutely lovely. And with that, let us return to Doc Pilger. Thank you again for standing watch on our tour. Ah, welcome back. Tia and Sadzali just returned. Oh, what a wonderful experience. Not only did I learn about the area and its people, but the tour was tailored to my every whim. Oh, this will be the talk of Tulilalal. Excellent. And that said, I couldn't help but notice one glaring flaw. You're aware of what I speak, don't you? Aren't you, Peter? Did something happen during the tour? I may have had to dispatch a few ravenous fiends. Not too bad. Oh, you did, indeed, yes. Albeit, so, you did indeed, yes. Albeit so swiftly, I never felt as though I was in any danger, really. You dealt with those fiends by yourself. Are you all right? Oh, yeah, sure. No big deal. Few who could have handled the creature so effortlessly, and that's where the problem lies. One day you'll take your leave of the Turali travel agency, and they will be hard-pressed to find someone of comparable skill. How then is the agency to ensure the safety of future guests, I wonder? I see what you are saying. Having Peter here with us is truly a blessing, but not a blessing we can rely upon forever. Exactly. Customer safety should be a core pillar of your business. You'll need stronger measures in place to account for any dangers that may arise. I should mention that the Week of Reflection considers tourism to be a vital part of our nation's future. All the more so, as we forge ties with foreign powers and promote the exchange of cultures moving forward. The complications notwithstanding, I'm glad I could personally experience the joys of sightseeing. Please don't hesitate to consult with us, so that we may iron out any other issues and nurture this industry together in the months and years to come. We should be glad to do so. And may I say that devising a security plan that doesn't require a resident adventurer will be a top priority. I feel ashamed. It never crossed my mind that entrusting our safety to Pieter alone might be a problem. I'd like to do my part in protecting the guests during the stay. I think I speak for all of my fellow guides when I say that, perhaps our special advisor will be willing to train us. A wonderful idea. Your skill with wind magics is a boon, for sure, but your local knowledge and experience dealing with the region's fiends makes you all the more qualified for this duty. Still, to be safe, I propose we assign 2 guides per 2 group. That way we alleviate the burden and better guarantee our group's safety. Though we'll need proper facilities, a place to train and space to house supporting staff. It could amount to quite the expenditure. My inner abacus is clicking away. It's telling me that a prime investment opportunity made possible because we identified the problem early. Of course, we're still counting on your help, Peter. There's plenty to be done besides guide training and warding off fiends. We may have welcomed our first customer, but the real test is yet to come. Sure, we got this. Excellent. Society quest complete. So we've built a training grounds. You're doing great, but maybe try not killing the people around you as you do this. Oh, never considered. A new guide training facility has been established at the Turali Travel Agency's base of operations, where candidates may look at your example as they hone their skills. New policy of assigning 2 guides for each group will ensure none come to harm in your absence. Continue assisting Lutlu and your associates, and ensure visitors leave refreshed, reinvigorated, and ready to spread the word about Kazamauka's all-new tourist enterprise. Reputation up. Reputation has increased to trusted. I wasn't trusted before? You have achieved trusted reputation with the Trolley Travel Agency. New Pelu Pelu Society daily quests are available at the Yabli Duck Poga. Furthermore, you will be able to undertake 3 additional quests from Yabli as a reputation bonus. This bonus is available until the daily reset time for Allied Society quests. These additional quests will become available after accepting all current daily quests from Yabli. Please be advised that you cannot undertake these quests if you have no remaining allowances. You have access to a wider selection of wares from Pavli. Woot woot. The Pelu proponent. So we can get a wind-up Pelu Pelu, and we can also get an orchestron roll. We can't get either of them right now because we need more of the thingies. Ferocious foilish, fearful tourists. You'll be worried about the predations of hungry fiends. It's heartening to see Duck Poga so vibrant and bustling, but the increased traffic has drawn some unwanted visitors. We're facing an infestation of outs. If you have to protect our customers from these roving seedkin, we'll need to routinely thin their numbers. I'd appreciate the assistance of our special advisor in this matter. Sightings have been reported to the Stride of the Sun. Please survey the area and deal with any outs that emerge. It's heartening to see our staff taking to their work with such aplomb. Nevertheless, I'm concerned as to whether the locals are coping with the change. After all, the Turali Travel Agency is the nation's first homegrown tourist enterprise. I'm sure that there are those who have their misgivings, no matter how open-minded they appear. I don't suppose you'd be willing to inquire on my behalf. There's a Hano priest in Kozumauli who'd like to speak with. I'd wish to hear his opinion about our enterprise. Would you be willing to spend some time with the alpacas? The fuzzy creatures need extra special care in the heat and humidity, and I was hoping you'd oblige. To maintain the herd in peak condition, the peddlers periodically treat them with insect repellent. The recipe itself is courtesy of the Hano Hano. I'll give you enough vials of repellent to get the job done. Drop by the enclosure and sprinkle a few drops on each alpaca's back. That's all there is to it. Sure, I can take care of that. Customer feedback is essential for any business seeking to improve its services. If you have the time to spare, I ask that you assist me in conducting a survey among our guests. I wish to know which aspects of the region and its culture they're interested in, and how they feel about their experience so far. Please seek out any 3 guests at Okano. By sending along you, our special advisor, my hope is that they'll provide a frank, unfettered feedback. On one of our recent tours about the Fields of Gold, several guests asked whether they could help with work in the paddies. That got me to thinking perhaps we could offer such an experience as part of our bespoke new tour. I thought it fitting that our special advisor be among the first to take part. I'd love to hear your honest thoughts. Speak with the paddy tour guide in the Fields of Gold. They'll provide you with more details. As you well know, the Turali Travel Agency has put in place measures to deal with the ever-present threat of fiends. Chief among them is training our guides in the art of visitor protection. As it so happens, one of our guides in training is eager to study your martial prowess firsthand. The young Hano is waiting by the Stride of the Sun. I ask that you go and speak with him. Alright, let's get this alpaca thing solved first. Insect repellent. The alpaca murmurs contentedly, with its lustrous coat gleaming. The creature looks ready to charge around in delight. You must have surprised the alpaca while it was drinking. Fortunately, it appears unoffended by this intrusion. Easy, girl. Easy. I just try to keep you healthy. Here the creature breathes softly. It seems completely at ease. Thank you for handling that. How are the alpacas faring? Some of them are happy, others are not. I see. It always surprises me how creatures of the same herd can behave so differently. We'll have to make sure we cater to their individual temperaments. The Hanu use the same repellent on their younglings. It's about as pungent as you'd expect for something that wards off region's pests, but it's perfectly harmless. The Torali Tribal Agency relies as much on the alpacas as any member of our stock. We're just as deserving of our finest care. Sure. Yeah, we're gonna run out of space. Gonna max out the amount of those tomes we can get. So they designated the area and killed the oats that appeared. Ah, you must be for the travel agency's special advisor. Thank you so much for coming. I can't wait to see your skills in action. It's a privilege to learn about the fearless warrior who helped slay Vegaramanda. I'll be sure to take plenty of notes. I'll have to hunker meat in the underbrush to try and lure out some things. If you can deal with any creatures that appear, I shall watch from a safe distance and study your technique. Sure. First, let me kill this thing. Three bottles of poison frog secretions. There's nothing about that that doesn't sound awful. An enticed onslaught. Lurk near the hunt of meat and slay the voracious beast. It's all over so quickly. Couldn't take note of everything. The way you anticipated the enemy's movements and positioned yourself during the fight was very instructive. I hope to take what I've learned here and apply it to my own training. The safety of my future customers depends on it. Glad I could help. Hey there, Hano Priest. Hello there. How can I be of assistance? Oh, you know, this, that, the other. The usual. Tourism, I had my misgivings, but given recent developments, I'm glad to have kept an open mind. In fact, we welcomed our first sightseer just the other day. They are fascinated by our custom of Inahiyana, and pledged to return during festival season, that they might witness it with their very own eyes. Fantastic. All right, let's see here. Let the fields of gold all the way back. Cobalt-haired Zebral. My take on the local culture Not sure I've got anything all that insightful to say. I'm just here out of curiosity. Still, I'm happy to share my thoughts. I have a newfound respect for the Hano and their wind magic. It may be bulky, but watching them leap down from on high and land without so much as a whisper, simply marvelous. You got down the cobalt hairs, Chabrol's thoughts. Red-haired Tanawatawa. I guess survey about the appeal of Hanu culture. I'm an architect by trade, so I'll often end up viewing the world from a professional standpoint. I definitely found myself enthralled by the House of Winds High. Arcadio has its charms, but to see architecture in the natural world in such harmony, it's a rare treat indeed. Then red-haired Tomatawa's thoughts. Secretary Shitona. You want to hear about my experience so far? I was about to go and get something to eat, but I'm happy to stop and chat for a moment. Well, for starters, the rivers here are teeming with life. And with all locally made rods and whatnot at sale, it's an angler's paradise. I can't wait to sample some fresh fish daisies later. Dishes. Done with the Silverfish Shitona's thoughts. Yes, dishes, not daisies. It isn't that special advisor. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you taking part. Let's make a start, shall we? Reeds thrive in these patties, but they still require regular tending. One thing we look for is when reeds sprout too close to each other, as they tend to grow slender and stunted. To help ensure a healthy crop, we routinely thin the weeds until they're ready for harvest. The slender reeds we pluck out during the process are used by artisans to make all manner of goods. That's why we'll be offering guests in this farming taster a discount on reed handicrafts. Hey there, Bruni. Welcome. Aha. Now that's a clever ploy. Just happy to get our hands-on experience. But once I'm finished in the fields, I may have to browse a few of the stalls back in the village. You'll soon spot the overcrowded clusters that need tending to. All you need to do is pull out the stunted plants. Greetings. So how you doing, Bruni? Overcrowded cluster. Maintenance. Oh my gosh, maintenance is so much fun. This stuff. Wonderful. Couldn't have done a better job myself. Feel free to leave the reeds you uprooted from the ground. And my associates will come and gather them up later. Whew. Starting to feel it in my back. It's all part of the fun. I think I'll keep going for a while longer. You alright? Also in Final Fantasy, working on island stuff? Fun! Wife says hello. Yeah, I'm getting all of these little side quest thingies done because I've got quite a few to do. Little job quests and whatnot. Fun. Ah, yes, I heard her. I was just about to say hi, wifey. Hi. Yay. Hey, whatever's fun for you is fun. You know, that's the thing. Not every bit of the game is for everybody. You know, the thing in particular that I'm not interested in is, oh gosh, there's a lot of little things that I'm not interested in the game. I'm trying to think like what in particular I just like noped right out of. The extreme battles, I just noped out of those. Thank you for dealing with the Seedkin. For the time being, our customers need not fear their predations. In fact, we've just taken a special delivery of an extract known to ward off Uruts and their ilk. I plan to spread the repellent in the area as an additional precaution. That said, such measures are by no means permanent. When the creatures return, I hope I can count upon your help again. Such a grind for the island. Level 18, so close to being max level. Oh, that's the worst. when you're close. Not be able to get all the townstones. Yep, still one. Welcome back. What did you glean from the priest?
This, that, the other.
Sounds like a meaningful exchange. It's encouraging to hear of success stories like these. Either way, we must make sure the Hanu can reflect back and be thankful they supported us from the outset. I hope you continue to do your part, too. Yeah. We're not going to get most of these tombstones because we've maxed out our tombstones for the week. Welcome back. How did the survey go? There you go. Very insightful indeed. These responses will be crucial in formulating our outgoing plans as business. You have my sincere thanks. Yeah. I know. There you are, Peter. It seems you enjoyed your time in the field. Thinning reeds may be an mundane task, but it's essential to ensure the health of a fine crop. As long as we receive positive feedback from these taking part, we'll look to offer the experience again during the next harvest season. Ultimately, I think the Hanu will appreciate having a regular stream of helpers in our wheat fields. I hope you consider taking part again soon. Sure. When it comes to cleaning up feeds, I can think of a better reference point than your considerable skills. I'm sure your guided training gained much from the experience. Guides bear a heavy burden for responsibility. Not only must they keep the guests safe, they have to ensure that tours are enjoyable and informative. Every ounce of training is vital. We fellow may be ill-suited to combat, but seeing our guides persevere with their training is inspiring. I'll endeavor to keep contributing to the agency in my own way. As ever, your help is greatly appreciated. Okay, so we have maxed out our tomes for this week. However, I can get color plume exchange done. I don't think I'm going to use the Wanda Pillow, so we'll get the agency orchestron first. Alright, that part is taken care of. Alright, and I think Limsa Laminsa is where this job quest is. Once I get this job quest done, I can get some white outfit for him. I have rebranded Pieter as Pieter the Red from Pieter the White. Because, being honest, I'm a better red mage than I'm a white mage. Okay. Fisherman's Guild. Okay, where was that? Oof. That's a lot of money. I want to go to Old Charlion. I want to go to Kagane. Huh. I want to go to Vesper Bay. Yeah, that's Old Charlion. There should be passage to Kagane from here. Why am I not finding passage to Kagane? Maybe it's you? Yep, there it is. 300 gil instead of over 1,000. Oh, that's right. I did not want to do the VNC without a party. Okay. That's what that was. Imposter syndrome. Is that monk? It is monk. Okay. I'll go from barracks. Back to Kuyuki. Kuyuki seems on edge.
Good to see you, Peter. Or should I say, Samidare? There's only one way to be sure. I need you to tell me something only you and I would know. When I used the cocoon to take on Elucti's form, what creature did I hunt? I don't think you ever told me. It really is you. Well, that's a relief. Anyway, I never told you about my arrow stuck a great wild boar in prize of any hunter. Samadra is the only one who ever saw it. Sorry for doubting you, but I could think of no better way to expose him if he'd attempted to impersonate you again. I have to remain vigilant after all, even though no news of his plots has reached me as of late. From here to Yansha, people are on alert for many faced agitator within their midst, and even a stray cat is beyond scrutiny. While Samadare can no longer act so brazenly, I'm afraid this means his trail's gone cold. We also have another problem. When he pushed me into the Ruby Sea, the remedy I carried was soaked in salt water. I'm afraid it's no longer effective. Yeah, that's a problem. No doubt his plan from the start was to eliminate the one means we had of undoing the cocoon's mimicry. We're at a disadvantage too great to ignore. Which is why I intend to synthesize a new batch. Just about to go procure the necessary ingredients from the supplier when you arrived. Why don't you join me? Sure, I can do that.
Quest accepted.
To market.
This should be worth my while. Over the next time, I have a more meaningful task for me.
Alright. What's up, material supplier? That's what we need. I've never heard of such materials. Where are they found? Well, deep in the forests of Tyrol, a land beyond the Great Sea, and far, far to the west of here. Tyrol? I'm afraid my supply chain does not extend quite that far. Oh. Thank you. I feared as much. It doesn't help that the materials can only be harvested when the season is right. Even were I to return home now, I doubt I could find what we need. We've no choice but to give up on the remedy, I'm sorry. Now we're at the mercy of Samadari's cunning.
Hello there. Tell me, have you any salves that might ease my aching back?
So, this isn't the apothecary. Where are your spectacles?
Oh, yes. How could I forget? Much better. Oh, I sometimes forget I'm as blind as a bat without these. Forgive me, Mr. Makashi.
Excuse me, but do those bits of glasses covering your eyes help you see better?
Why, yes. Are you unfamiliar with spectacles?
I've seen folk with them before. I always thought they were decorative, like my choker. Tell me, where can I procure a pair of my own?
Yumabuki is, man. He's a breadth of artisan contacts that'll ensure you receive a fine-tuned pair of your specifications. You'll find his shop on this very street.
I'll look for him, thank you. Yeah, spectacles will definitely help you with your inability to aim properly problem.
What is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. You must be completely bewildered. I thought the failure of a hunter like me would never be able to aid you in battle, but I've just come to realize there's hope yet. Let's not crowd this stall any longer. Care to join me over there? Sure, we can do that. Ever since I was a child, I've had trouble seeing things from afar. That's why my aim with the bow is so poor. I'm not fit to be a hunter. Never was. It's only natural that chores like washing streets and preparing meals fell to me. I've always yearned to do more. To be more. I've looked up to Ruaka ever since I could remember. No matter how hard I tried, I simply couldn't give up on my dream. I just had to be like her. So I begged her to teach me everything she knew. From the basics of drawing a bow to precise aiming techniques that few hunters use. Yet despite all of her efforts, my sight failed me where it counted most. All my life I always thought it was simply how nature intended for me to be. I was content to accept my lot. But now that I know spectacles can improve my eyesight, I feel hope. If I could just try them, maybe my arrows would fly through. I could join you in battle and maybe even strike down some Madari with my own bow. We may have lost the remedy, but this would give us an element of surprise. So I have to try on spectacles for myself. Sure, let's go. All right, let's go meet this Yumabuki. So what do you think?
A pair of spectacles, is it? I can certainly get you an order on the pipeline, but I'm afraid there'll be a wait. I'm fresh out of supplies, you see, and the next shipment isn't due for a few weeks. Of course, if you're in a rush, you can roll up your sleeves and get the materials yourselves. All you need is a glassy shell of the azure hawksbill and a cluster of iridium quartz. Bring them here, and my affiliates can begin to work immediately.
Oh, who knows what schemes Samadari might contrive should we let down our chase for weeks. Would you be willing to lend a hand while procuring the materials? If we split up, we should be able to gather them in a blink of an eye. Sure, I can do that.
Oh, quite the eager pair, I see. In that case, I definitely will be able to negotiate with the Blue Kojin for a carapace of splendid quantity.
Well, I visited Tamaramazu during my investigations of the Ruby Sea. I'll handle the shell. Sure.
Well, that leaves you with the iridium quartz. Pray look for a cavern near Shoal's Rock at the Ruby Sea. Sprinkle some glittering gravel to lure Shoal Wuzu that's lair within, and retrieve a cluster from its shell.
All right, cool, thanks. Well, let's meet back here when we're finished.
Sure, let's do that. Alright, let's see here. You're the first to return. I trust you have the quartz in hand. Here you go. Excellent. This will make a fine pair of lenses. Now we need only wait for your friend.
I'm back.
You alright? Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you. Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you like that. There we go. I spoke with the Kojin of the Blue as I passed, but soon learned that his hawksbill shells have been sparse of late. They were reluctant to part with even a single one. I was able to wear them down, though, until they proposed an exchange. If I dealt with the red Kojin who invaded their fishing grounds, they'd spare a shell. I knew my bow would be useless, so I took a leaf out of Peter's book and fought them up close and personal. As you can see, I took quite the beating, but so did they. It may be a little worse for the wear, but the trouble was worth it.
I have the shell as promised, and with that your associates can get started.
Indeed they can. Let us measure your eyesight, and then we can get to work.
All right. How long is this going to take? Oh, this is incredible. Everything is so vivid. Well, I'm sure I can hit a bird over the horizon. Come, Peter, I want to fire some test shots at that sign over there.
Hold on. There seems to be a fine way to earn the eye of the Sikigumi. I'll put some targets out for you. Let's move somewhere less crowded.
Oh, of course. Thank you for going to the trouble. Sounds great. Good. Looks like you're a great shot. I did it. I really did it. After all these years, my aim is true. When we find Samadari, he won't know what hit him.
Excellent. Made it in time for fishing. Hooray! Kuyuki.
I don't know if I can properly describe this feeling to you. After so long, I don't feel like someone pretending to be a hunter. Finally, I don't feel like a burden.
You're going to be on the boat. Excellent.
As soon as I catch even a whiff of Samadari's trail, forget stopping him for good. When that moment arrives, please lend me your strength for one last time. Together we'll retrieve the cocoon and return it to my village.
Sure thing. Sounds great.
Your timing could not have been more impeccable, Peter. A person claiming to be an acquaintance of yours stopped by just moments ago, wishing to have a word about Samadari, no less. They're presently waiting in my room, so just give me a moment and I'll bring him here.
Sure. So how are those glasses holding onto her face, by the way?
You look well, Peter. Forgive me for eschewing pleasantries, but there's an urgent matter I wish to discuss. What is it? Why don't we eat the night before our trial at Barton's Meadow? I believe we feasted on gulu meat. You and Hien competed to see who could bring back the greater haul.
It would seem you too have grown wary of impostors. Then we can proceed straight into the heart of the matter. You appeared to me Ilo a few days ago, claiming Hien had been driven to madness, that he had been assembling an army in Doma that plans to conquer the Azim steppe.
It does sound like my impostor.
For a blessing, we'd already received word from the Doman envoy that an agitator was missing others and saw the ruse for what it was. Unfortunately, when we attempted to capture him, the impostor transformed into a sheep and disappeared among the bands grazing on the plains. When I informed our friends in Doma of the incident, I was told that he'd been using Kagane as a base to track down the perpetrator and thought it was best to appraise you for this happening.
Samidari, he won't relent. His schemes won't end until we make them end. You may discover a clue about his whereabouts and reunion. If anyone in the steppe has seen him, that's where it will be. Now, I must alert the other tribes of this threat. May the wind speed your way. Yeah, thank you. Off to the Azim Steppe, then. With any luck, someone in reunion will have an insight to offer. Yeah, let's go get him.
Quest accepted.
Hey there, Butterhookie. Someone's stirring up trouble. A quarrel amongst the tribes is common as the rising sun. Not a day goes by without it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have goods to sell. Kindly continue your inquiries elsewhere. What's up, Sooved? Conflict is forbidden in reunion. That is known. As for my tribe, all is at peace. I heard a rumor of interest, however. It seems Magni of the Urnier has been behaving strangely of late. Perhaps it's related to the matter you're investigating. Hopefully you're having fun on the boat, Bruni. Conflict? Not besides the normal quarrels between tribes. Certainly no disputes of the scale you speak of. I have heard rumors that Magni has been sneaking out of the Dawntrail. Where could he be going? And what to do, I wonder. Zoomy and the dog. Were you able to learn anything of interest? Yeah, there's a couple people have been acting weird. I also heard rumors pertaining to the Magni. One person even stated they saw him headed toward a place called Barnum's Metal not long ago. Perhaps this is his form son Madre has chosen to take on. Whatever the case may be, we'll find an answer at Barnum's Metal. We can't allow Madre's depravities to go on any longer. Still yourself, for whom next we face them. We're putting an end to all this. Alright, I'm going to use the restroom, and then we'll continue this one. Burb. Okay, let's continue. Good, you're ready. Once the battle begins, there's no telling what form Samadri will take. An eminent warrior, a fearsome beast, or worse. He's also shown some scrupulous behavior as his preparations of late.
Whatever his form, we do best to assume that he's thoroughly studied its strength, and will use it to full effect. I'm not the feeble hunter I was before. Together with your martial might and my exacting eye, we'll defeat him. At long last, Itoka will have her revenge, and my village will see the cocoon return. Let's go. My beautiful bright sun, I would bask in your warmth till my flesh returns to the earth. As your feral Dongon rabbit, you speak these honeyed words to lure me into your cot, only to slit my throat as I sleep. Hush, fool. I'm your Nama. Though we've had our disagreements in the past, I come to understand my actions are born of love. Yet only now am I forced to wed do I realize this. Despite my shame, I wish to confess my feelings before it's too late. Wed a Dawntrail beast like you? To whom? To what? Hien of Doma. By becoming kin, he seeks to leverage the influence of the Dawntrail to claim dominion over the steppe. And the man knows no shame. Very well, I will consider your proposal. Far-fetched though it may be, I cannot overlook the possibility that you are my Nama. But first, we must gather our warriors. The Doman's imprudence cannot go unpunished. We march for Doma come morrow's dawn. Hey. That's not your moan. Oh, well, what are you doing here? Is it not obvious? They're spies from Doma, come to quash any thoughts of resistance. You must kill them quickly. But he is the Kagan. Donk. Ah! You're quite the persistent pair. I'd hoped to strike at your backs from the shadows, but now you've forced my hand. I will select from my repertoire the greatest warriors I've witnessed, and use their strengths to give you the death that you so crave. Unbound the silver-tongued Samadre, the Samadare. Beginning with her. How dare you? When my arrow pierces your breast, Itoka will finally know peace. Yeah, let's get her. Take a good air from the hands of Itoka herself. Their command over beasts. Now come forth and swarm my foes. Or be talking to some Adare's call. Stubborn fools. Very well, I shall borrow the brutish Orinir. Scuffle about no more. Can't move. Now to deliver the Cote de Gras with that thrall devil. None of you will remain. So be it, I shall assume her form. And before the mighty auspice, tomorrow goes in. Finish yet. Curse dispel your doom. Deepen the ambient ether and render you to ash. You're in trouble if you don't do something. Seconds to the 90-fold curse. You survived? He's winded. Now is our chance. As long as I have this power, my victory is assured. Oh, no, there's determined like you. Got him.
Victory.
No. Not this time. Ah.
Nice shot. You got him. Itoka. It's finally done. Excuse me. What am I doing here? I felt as though I had just woken from the strangest dream. Well, you see. This cowardly girl assaulted you from behind and knocked you unconscious. You've shown the sun disgrace this day. You'll feel his scorn impressed upon your flesh. You shall forget the warmth of the radiance. In the shadows you shall scream, and none shall hear. Prepare yourself. Well, he doesn't look like he's doing well. Death would have been too good a fate for him. He deserves to spend the rest of his days feeling the weight of his crimes. Now we've... Wrong voice. Now we've honored Itoka's memory and reclaimed the cocoon. No words can express my gratitude, Pieter. I can finally go home. But my community awaits their foremost hunter's triumphant return. What expression will come over their faces when the village disgrace arrives ahead? I don't know if they can bear to lose. I don't know if I can bear to see. Our journey to reclaim the Dawnweave cocoon has come to an end at long last. Would that I could return home in high spirits. As you recall, you said Shishispa was the one who requested your help, yes? Let us make the journey back to Tuyalalal and report to her all that has happened. Before I do that... let's go to Razathan. It's a Pictomancer.
Nice and foggy here. Uh-oh. Just a second. Ran out of battery on my controller. Alright. Tepeki wishes to share the contents of recent delivery with you. Oh, it seems Varasan has been laying low since our last encounter. I'm sad to say, however, that my investigations have uncovered little. But still, there's cause to celebrate, for I've received a letter from my mother with good tidings. My father has finally awakened with a grievous wound dealt to him by Varasan. He's well enough to travel to Tui-Lalal. In fact, it may have already arrived. Well, that's good news. Of course, I'd love nothing more to go to him, but I pledged not to return until I had the perch of the apex in hand. Besides, I'm soon to depart with a radiant host to try and snuff out Varasan's whereabouts before he acts out in desperation. That's why I ask you to go in my stead. As the treasure's guardian, no one living is more knowledgeable about its history than he. If you share with him all that's transpired since we began our search, he may be able to point out something that we've missed. I know it's a lot to ask, Peter, but the safety of Thavner depends upon it. And please, give my family my regards. My mother should be able to tell you where in Tui-Lalal my father is staying. Once we've finished, let us meet at the Aetheret Plaza in Razat Han to share what we've learned.
Sure, let's do that.
It would have been interesting for the sake of to get forced to wait and pray for another success. Handle yourself, but still, be good, Peter. Oh, right. Alala Island. And some other B&C dungeon, which means I need friends to do that one. I cannot do that one alone. Go back and talk to Shashep out here in a minute. Sasune. Oh, if it isn't Peter. Oh, but I don't see Tepeki with you. Did you come alone?
I did. She's dealing with problems.
I'm glad to hear my letter arrived safely, and that Tepeki seems to be as tenacious as ever in her search. Her father, Set, has already arrived here in Tui-Lalal, has barely stayed in one place since. He seems desperate to help Tepeki from a distance, in whatever way he can. He told me he was traveling to Parika Plain in search of information he assured me was quite vital. If you wish to speak with him, he'll doubtless be in the area.
Sure.
Before we do that, let's finish up here. Oh, melee.
You're back. Were you able to retrieve the Dreamweave cocoon?
I wasn't, but the person you sent did.
Itoka isn't with you? Hey, come here. Kiyuki, thank goodness you're alive. Yeah, go on, tell her. Oh yeah, we took care of the thing for you. May your soul rest in the cocoon's embrace. Can't believe Itoka's gone. Yeah, I know. Our village's greatest hunter is lost to us. Its greatest failure survives. Here, take the cocoon back where it belongs. Home. I have no right to return. Don't be ridiculous. You're a child of the forest. You're our dear sister. You can always, always come home. The entire village has been worried sick about you. We all saw how crestfallen you were, and so when you suddenly disappeared, we feared you took your life. For 3 days and 3 nights, we scoured land and water to find you. Yet look at you now, Kiyuki. Not only are you hale and whole, but you have reclaimed the cocoon, too. I'm sure that Itoka's spirit, hunting in the forest above, is smiling down on you with pride. And she would much rather have you take up her mantle and protect the village than wallow in guilt over her death. Nothing escapes your gaze now, after all. Isn't that right? Actually, my eyesight is a lot better. Thank you, Shishipa. It's settled. You'll return home with me, and finally our village can breathe a sigh of relief. And it would be remiss of me not to thank you properly, Piotr, for assisting Kiyuki in reclaiming the Dreamweave cocoon. You have my heartfelt gratitude. He was little more than a liar and a hypocrite when first we met, but during our time together I discovered I'm so much more than that. That with the right tools, even I could become a hunter worthy of following Itoka's footsteps. I'm truly grateful for you for helping me see that. Farewell for now, Piotr. I hope that one day our paths cross again. Yeah. See ya.
Quest complete. Chapter of the coast getting added. Dream will open anew. Die, die! Okay. Back to Dancer. Bonk. I need this guy. Yeah, thank you, traveler. I've exerted myself, but recently recovered from a severe injury, and was a fool to confront such a beast alone.
Yeah, it happens.
So you're the Peter I've heard so much about. I owe you many thanks for all you have done to recover the perch of the apex. News of your progress in Thavnir is most heartening. Despite my position as its guardian, I never knew it could rain down stones from the heavens. Since arriving in Trilalal, I've done what I can to shed light upon the Toral Vidral sealed within the treasure.
Oh, yeah?
After the nations of Toral were unified, some left our village to build new homes in the city. I've sought them out to see if they know anything of use. Unfortunately, none could offer insight into the treasure's magics, but one of them told me that owls lurked near this place. And since the Toral Vidral sealed within the perch of the apex was once an owl, it seemed logical to pursue such a quandary. I thought perhaps I could glean something about the ancient beast after their behavior, like as not some fundamental aspects remain the same, even after transformation. But after having heard your account, there's one fundamental difference that stands out. As far as I'm aware, no owl native to these lands possesses the ability to hurl rocks, large or otherwise, no doubt the Toral Vidral gained this power through its metamorphosis. I do believe, however, that it would retain the owl's core instincts. The one you fought didn't strike unprovoked. Instead, it watched me from afar with fear in its eyes. While this is normal behavior for most animals, it was surprised at how suddenly it descended upon me the moment I started approaching.
It sensed danger and attacked preemptively.
I had the same thought. The owl sensed a threat and chose to confront it rather than run from it. And this same impulse may have drawn the Toral Vidral. Indeed, that correlates with something I'd heard from one of my countrymen who relocated from Tulilal. He spoke of a continuation of the tales passed down from the elders. No hunter's arrow shall fell the apex. It was struck down by a storm of its own wrath, made wild by a heart alight. Thus was sealed away at last. Now, judging from the owl's behavior, I can theorize the treasure is activated by this bear senses danger. And according to the story, this power could easily get out of hand if the bear is panicked. Of course, this theory must be tested first. Vizeran would certainly use the perch of the apex again. When he does, ask that you and Tepex pay special attention to the circumstances leading to its activation.
Sure.
You have my thanks. Loath though I am to admit it, I've yet to recover from my long convalescence, and it would only be a burden to you. I wish I could aid my daughter another way, but you will be more than making up for this absence. Please lend her every bit of knowledge you have, Peter. I pray that my daughter will soon return home, treasure in hand.
Sure, I'll do what I can.
Back to Razatan. I'm going to turn up the heat. It's cold in here. All right. Back to Tepeke. Pietro, oh, you just came just in time. Vizran has shown his face in Razatan. You can tell me about your journey to Tuilalal later. For now, come with me. Ha! You're surprised? Thanks to the sage counsel of a fellow hero, I've decided to doff my mask. Although my face may be unfamiliar, I believe you know who I am. I was once the Justicar, but now you may just call me Vizran. I'm Thavnir's protector, its savior, its hero. You may have heard salacious rumors that I have orchestrated the very attacks which I so valiantly drove back, that I was behind the catastrophe in Urznerka canals. I'm here to assure you that those are false aspirations, all, cast by those who are envious of their betters. I gave my life for this fair city and its people. I will give my life, and I would give far more still if I could. What should we do? It might be best to lock him up before this gets out of hand. Wait, we don't want him raining down rocks on us with all these bystanders around. For now, keep a careful watch on him. As for all that is your respect, your adoration, all I ask for is your respect and adoration. A dream held by all, but realized only by the few. And I would be one of the few. I have proven myself worthy of being your savior, and now with an entire city watching with bated breath, I shall declare my intent to reach ever higher. Yes, for I can protect you, all the better for as your ruler. I shall retire the mantle of hero and take up the crown as the king of Razatan. LOL, what? Bastard's gone mad. I wield power unassailable. With me on your throne, you will never again have cause to fear. All would live in peace, all would shower me with love, and they would shout to the heavens. And from that love would spring a new Razatan, a greater Razatan. Enough of your lies, Vazran. The power you wield protects none but yourself. To everyone else it brings only ruin. Of course, the road to greatness is ever paved with necessary sacrifices. Yet so long as your ruler lives, Razatan shall know naught but prosperity. Exactly who does this guy think he is? You think you're better than Master Vitra. He bore the city and its people on his back, while you look fit to collapse under the weight of your own armor. You're no leader, you're a damned joke. Does this man speak for you all? Is there not one among you who would follow me to a brighter future? But nothing. I'm nothing if not magnanimous. Until you find the wisdom to accept me as ruler, I shall continue to stand vigilant as your eternal shield. Stop this, Rezran. You're only making it worse for yourself. Can't you see you've become a laughingstock? Give up this facade and answer for your sins. Do so now, and the Radiant Host may yet grant you mercy. My sins. Are you not the one poisoning the people against me? Do your worst. I dare you. It will only make me more powerful. I know not what is in your heart, but please, end this madness. End it, and return to me, my son. Don't get any closer. Why, you too? Why are you... What? Don't. If we fight here, there's no telling how many innocents would be wounded. Pathetic as ever, I tire of the farce. I've decided my intent to become King of Razatan. As for you two, there's no place for a battle between heroes. We shall meet again, mark my words, and then we shall decide who is the mightier. Let him pass. We can't risk a confrontation in the city. Could hit somebody else. Mm-hmm. You're right, of course. As much as I hate to see Nadral walk free, we've yet to ascertain the extent of his power. For now we must bide our time. I noticed that despite all of his proclaimed love for his people, he didn't even look back at them when he retreated. Perhaps he couldn't bear to look them in the eyes. Or one of them, at least. That was a disaster. Dazraz is truly lost. At the very least, he's committed himself to fomenting unrest within Razatan. And although he's my son, I cannot condone his actions. His words are grand but empty, and his ridiculous armor is nothing more than a gaudy decoration. He's truly the embodiment of false heroism. What's more, the latest debacle has surely made him a criminal in the eyes of the Radiant Host. All I can do now is beg them to grant my son some small degree of clemency. Before you go, may I ask you something? After Vazran called down the rocks, did you see his expression? I thought it peculiar, but I'm curious as to what his father saw in his face. Aye, that was a familiar look. When I used to scold him for losing himself in make-believe, he'd get that same cast in his eyes, a look of petulant rage, as if he resented me for pulling him out of his reverie and into harsh reality. He hasn't changed. Apologies, but I must go. Just as I thought. Ever clad in his shining armor, it can't bear to be told no, and now his childish games have taken a malevolent turn. But for now, we should return to Vizmad. I have yet to hear what you had learned in Trilalal, after all. Sure. Got about another hour left of stream. Now that we have some room to breathe, I'd like to hear about your journey to Taral. Did my father have anything to share?
Not especially. I mean, he said that the owls don't usually act like that.
I'm hard to know he's well enough to go chasing after owls and such. I wish he'd taken more care. Thank you for saving him, for bringing me this theory concerning the treasure. If it really is triggered by a sense of impending danger, that might explain why Vizran had trouble using it the first time. He wasn't truly afraid of that small fungi when it was almost upon him. It also explains how he could wield the apex powers despite having no training in magics. He responds to emotion, not intent. So much is falling into place. He's goaded the Radiant into apprehending him because he knew the threat would be answered. He saw how nonchalantly he quit the plaza, as if almost defying someone to stop him. Vazran truly believes himself to be untouchable. I think his words and deeds align with the theory well enough. As for that curious fragment of a story,
Well,
it seems to imply that Tyrell Vitral lost control in a panic. Perhaps its strength grows in proportion to the danger it senses, and when that danger is too great, well, you saw what happened to the Azral canals in Razatan. They were both present both times, as were the others who wished Vijal ill. In both times we saw stones much larger than we'd seen before. Now I understand why he's so eager to face you. An opponent of your caliber will strike fear into Vizral's very core, and that fear would summon a power greater than any he's ever known. Power enough to bring a hero to its knees. Or so he thinks. But we know better. We'll use that arrogance to our advantage and bring him crashing down to earth. And though he may have to contend with falling rocks for a time, in a straight fight, he'll be outmatched. And we strike fast and we strike hard, until that fancy armor's nothing more than mangled steel. Though you may prefer to put your foes to sleep and whatnot, we know he has an arsenal of alchemical concoctions at his disposal. That's why I suggest a bit of good old-fashioned brute force. While you unleash your most fierce and destructive spells, I'll be your shield. Don't even think of holding back.
all right, sure.
I look forward to fighting by your side. Now we simply have to find a suitable arena. I shall consult the Radiant host as to the location. Once that's decided, we'll confront Vazran for the final time.
Sure.
You'll be pleased to know the Radiant host has been most helpful in finding a place fit for our duel. When I saw it, even I began to believe our encounter would be one for the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name's on the lips of all and sundry. The people already consider you the true savior of Razatan, and believe you will bring Vazran the Deceitful to justice. We apologize for putting so much weight on your shoulders, but something tells me you're used to it. The final showdown shall take place in the mountain pass, leading to Kazra, where great crystals will stand as witnesses to its conclusion. Suitably romantic, and suitably isolated, the Radiant host have spread word throughout Thavner, as the hero has arisen to challenge Vazran, and his pride shall force him to answer. The entrance to the pass is at the Gizgal grounds. Let's head there at once to wait his arrival.
Yeah, let's get it done. The mother of Kozakhan, Kazyaya, is honored in both name and form in the open-air stage for dancers. Those who carry on their legacy perform here, beneath their stone-carved likeness, strutting and twirling in the glory of the gods and ancestors.
Shramul has opened the way towards Kadar. I am certain Fizran will arrive before long, and then we'll wipe that arrogant grin off of his face. But first, should we check our gear and gird our loins for battle? Are you ready, Pieter?
Yeah, let's go.
There he is. The cragged peaks of Kadar. Desolate wind blows over the field of battle. Oh, what a fitting location you've chosen for the conclusion of this legendary rivalry. I was right not to face you before. Its environs unsuited to a struggle between titans. Now my patience has been rewarded and my heart races in anticipation. Hehe. I knew you would answer our challenge. You would never be able to stomach the people calling you craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by now that so long as I wield the perch of the apex, I'm invincible? We'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much upon stolen power. It deludes you. To claim to be the savior of the people. They've seen through your lies. Even your own father can scarcely bear to look at you. You're nothing but a small, small man, hiding within the hollow facade of a hero. And today we tear that facade down. I'm gonna get some water. Wife, would you like to order some food? Will you now? You have the medal, but have you puissance to claim the mantle of hero? My mantle? Bound for Fran the Deceiver. The time for words is past. Follow my lead. Perch of the Apex awakens. I'm going to be crushed in the hail of stones. Bahaha. As the footworks, all legs must tire in time. As they say,
They wield potions can talk about that. There's famous alchemists. Hey, look, it's something to get the band. It's been a while, but your fight ends here. My chemical minions shall be your downfall. Do them already? Of course. Who would wish to end this duel so quickly? Don't you ever shut up? What? My armor. My armor! I've never seen it shine so. Powers I've never witnessed before. The access roars with fury untold. Can't be. I'm going to be a king, not fall if that even happens. For your bloody things, just stop them now. Well, I cannot lose. Both suffer grievous wounds. Perhaps we should consider this a draw. Lost withdrawn. Lay down your weapon. Yeah. I'm not a good defenseless front piece of wood is supposed to make me invincible. Can't move the artifact. It's out of control.
can't suppress the fear in his heart. It's responding in kind. We have to stop it. I'm not the hero. Somebody save me. Swallow us if we don't stop it soon. Power continues to grow. Duty complete. And he's down. Oh. He's out cold. Now, time to take back the treasure. Like, this can't happen. A hero never falls. I must retreat. Yes, a tactical retreat. A noble retreat. So that the Justicar may live to save another day. Come back. Bonk. Oh. Well, I guess that takes care of that, huh? I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. It seems as if Isran, in his cowardly haste, neglected to look skyward. Was it an unfortunate accident? Was fate just delivering his just desserts? He claimed to be Razatan's savior, yet he sowed only discontent among its people. Perhaps some days in the sunless jail will give him time to reflect upon the error of his ways. And now, we finally recovered to perch the apex. Thank you for coming this far with me, Pieter. The battle was hard fought, but we made it through. Vizran is the responsibility of the Radiant Host now. And now that I've done what I pledged to do, I must return home to bring the good tidings to my mother and father. Yet before doing so, there are many others I must thank. In the meantime, can I count on you to meet my family at Tree Lalal for one final farewell? My parents will surely be glad to see you again.
Sure.
Okay, before I do that, I have forgotten where range DPS. Let's see. Real quest. Ralgar's Reach. Okay. We'll head there next. Not here anywhere. It's back across this other place. I might have to take a break. Bathroom break. Be right back. All right. Trying to figure out where we're trying to head next here. I appear to have just completely forgotten everything about range DPS. Maybe it's an Alamico? Porta Pretora? Take me to your leader? 94? Am I that far behind in this story? Looks that way. Okay, Seedle Jaw. Let's roll. Seedle Jaw's patiently waiting the resistance to finish interrogating the captured highwayman. At a guess, I'd say the resistance has been interrogating the captured highwayman for long enough to get some answers from them. With any luck, we may even learn more about what we can from Chitalouf. I'm sure the commander is as eager as we are to put a stop to his misdeeds. Let's go and see if she's unearthed any useful information.
What's going on, Praetor Commander? Ah, I was just about to send someone for you. Glad you could see me, glad you could save me the bother. I have a favor to ask both of you. I'm going to let the criminal walk free, and I want you to follow him. You see, our questioning has revealed the bandits are indeed working with Chardelouf. If we cut one of them loose, he might lead us straight to their den. But if the mission fails and you're discovered, you may find yourselves confronted with an untold number of outlaws. Of course, I considered sending my own men, but I suspect that by now the bandits know our faces. After Pieter's little display at the gully, I'm sure he alone can handle whatever trouble may come his way. I'll go with him. If this really does lead us to Chardelouf, I'll need to be there if we ever find him. Very well. But if it comes to a fight, you stay behind Pieter, understood? I'll have the suspect brought over now. And remember what I said. Stay out of sight until he leaves. Luckily, I'm not wearing anything that'll draw attention. Don't look at me like that. I said I'm sorry, didn't I? Aye, you did. Several times. As much as it galls me, there's no evidence to contradict your claim that you were acting in self-defense, nor is there any tangible proof of any other wrongdoing. We've no choice but to let you go. You have somewhere to go, I presume? I suppose I could find work loading caravans in Alighieri. Seems as good as a place as any for making a quick turning over a new leaf. In that case, I'll have you escorted there. But you'd best keep your nose clean, or I'll come down on you like a ton of bricks. Right. Set him loose. Ma'am. Turn over a new leaf, my arse. He'll be back among his thieving mates before long, and you'll be right there behind him. For now, all we need to know is the location of their den. Do not attempt to approach the suspects. I'll send word ahead to Alighieri. Once you have the information we need, report to the troops stationed there. There's that chance we've been waiting for. Let's go. All right. To Alighieri. There he is. So much for finding work in Alighieri. He's only just arrived and he's already leaving town. Now comes the tricky part. Keeping our eyes on him and his eyes off us. Stick close, but not too close. Sure. And we do a chasing mission. Should you fail to complete the objective, you may try again by speaking this to the jaw. Follow the bandit at a distance. The objective will end in failure if you're noticed or if you fall too far behind. Okay. Now to make sure that I ain't being followed. Better have a look around first. Pretty stoned, but worth a gill or two. Ha-ha! Which way was it? Left, I think. Right. Head to the left. Better have a look around. Looks like I'm not being followed. Gotta make sure. Hang on, what happened to the others who got caught? Not my problem, I suppose. Time to head back. Duty complete. I was like, wait, do I just wait here? Or? Those are the merchants we met at Pretapratora. Mm-hmm. So they just let you go out of the kindness of their hearts, is that it? Not only that, but you came crawling straight back here, leading whoever it was they sent to track you right to our doorstep. I swear it, no one followed me. The soldiers took me as far as Algiri and then went back the way they came. I made sure there were specks in the distance before I even set foot outside town. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to take your Chobad. Not that it's worth much. Well, now this charade is at an end. Let us change into something a little less drab. Charlifit, eh? Why'd you make us fight that bloke without the blessing? You could have killed a lot of us without breaking a sweat. A mere oversight, that is all. It pains me to admit it. Even with the invulnerability granted by the artifact, the likes of us are ever at the mercy of the truly powerful. A wretch to hire a warrior of such caliber to retrieve the vessel. A pox on those interfering nincompoops. But the Mamaljaw girl didn't seem the bad sort. Naive, maybe, but it's plain that her heart's in the right place. You're pretty apathetic. Not only did you fail miserably, but now you're sympathizing with the enemy. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't rid myself of you permanently. No, please. We owe everything to you, Shatterleaf. You were nothing. They were all in this from the beginning, with Shatterleaf pulling the strings. If this is how he treats his friends, imagine what he'd do. Stay away, could you?
What? Imbecile, you led him right to us. Farouja, eliminate these vermin.
Let me handle this, Peter. You're from Tyrol, working here as a mercenary, yes? The ones who hired you stole the steel-hog vessel from my village. We need its blessing to stand a chance against the beasts of the forest. I can't return home without the vessel. Either you return home empty-handed or you won't be returning at all. I'd rather not harm a fellow Tyrali, so get out of here before I change my mind. I bought enough time by listening to your blathering. Don't let me catch you sniffing around our tails. Shadalifate and his underlings are out of sight. I thought I could make that Korojasti sense, but he's clearly in no mood to listen. I'd say our best option is to report to the resistance members to Alighieri and share what we've learned. I mean, okay, I think we could take him, but we did get asked not to.
Regardless of how things turned out, we appreciate your cooperation in the investigation. The information you provided has certainly given us a lot to reconsider. From what I hear, you almost came to blows with the Mummeljaw sellsword, or Sellax, I suppose. I'm glad it doesn't come to violence, especially given the power these bandits have at their disposal. Even so, we thank you for braving such a dangerous mission.
No thanks are needed. We're just as much a part of this investigation as the Resistance, and I'm sure that we can agree we'll need to work together to take down Shadalifate and his gang. Their performance at Porta Praetora just showed how cunning they really are.
It would seem so, yes. I'm told that their little act was most convincing. I'll be sure to warn my comrades against any similar shenanigans. As for the two of you, be careful out there. All right. I have ordered our food, dear.
All things considered, I'd say that went fairly well. Shadalifate has used the same trick at the same time he came to my village, namely posing as a simple trader when he was in fact a dastardly thief. Still, not even the most skilled actor could fake the fear in this man's eyes. It appears to Shadalifate are powerless to resist. The only one who didn't seem afraid of him was Kamojah. He even let us go when he had no obligation to do so. I think if we had a chance to talk, we might find some common ground. Yeah, I get that feeling too. I knew we would. I've never been much of a fighter, but I make up for it in other ways. I'm a fairly good judge of character, for one. For most of my life, I've lived in a remote village, deep in the forest. I had hardly any contact with the outside world, so the thought of talking to strangers was quite daunting at first. But over the course of my journey, I've traveled through all sorts of places. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Wherever you go, people are people. In the end, our cultures and places we grew up don't make that big of a difference. Some of us are, well, none of us are perfect. And we each have our faults. Even if it's harder to find in some than others, I believe there is good in all of us. That's why I hope we have another chance to speak to the thieves and Kukulja. I'm certainly not strong enough to beat any sense into them, so I'll try talking some sense into them instead. Having said, well, all of that, I can't feel any shred of good, even a shred of goodness in this Shadalufite. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, or perhaps violence is the only language he understands. Things might get a little rough before he's willing to listen. Anyway, we can save him for last. I'll try thinking of a way to reach out to the other members of the gang. Give me a little time, would you?
Quest complete. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes left, so we'll start this mission, and we won't finish it. We will get those other missions that I have up in my queue that we can finish, and then we'll be done for the day. I just want to get this one started so I don't have to seek it out next time. Alright, I have something resembling a plan. First we'll need to track down the members of Shadalufite's gang. Then we'll try convincing them to leave. Considering how terrified most of them were, I'm sure they'll be eager to free themselves of Shadalufite and his outbursts. With few followers, they'll pose less of a threat to the people of Alamigo. And we'll stand a better chance of taking back the Steelhawk vessel. Of course, we now know Kukulja and some of the other members by sight, so it shouldn't take too long to track them all down. In that case, let's start looking. Rest assured, I'm already a step ahead of you. Besides, if your role is to fend off bandits and the like, mine should be to gather information and whatnot. Does that sound fair to you? Sure, sounds great. If that happens, our Resistance friend stationed here has some interesting news to share. Apparently, the two men posing as merchants that had met before were spotted nearby, engaging in trade and conversing with caravan owners. All to nefarious ends, no doubt. They were last seen in a place called Alagana, so we should head over there right away. One has a beard and the other has blue eyes. Assuming they hadn't changed their disguises, it should be fairly easy to find. Sure, let's do it. Alright. Okay, so we should have 3 more missions to do. I need to finish Pictomancer and get this one done. Present from the present.
Was that Platian?
Oh, Peter, you're ever a sight for sore eyes. I trust you've been well since last we spoke.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great.
Good, good. Now, as much as I'd like to reminisce, it'll serve us both better if I cut to the quick. I asked you here to discuss the matter concerning Archaeonos, which I'm sure you remember.
Not especially?
I certainly do, for his memories reside within me still. Every so often my mind's eye glimpses a grim spectacle of the final days, though there are some also visions of a simpler time. In one I saw a warder under siege by colleagues. They demanded to know why a tiny Ekrionos was running amok in the halls of Pandemonium. Upon hearing the mammoth was created out of a profound admiration, my past self gave only a rueful smile. Then Themis should have been a far superior choice of subject. Alas, I suppose you've never seen the man.
Inadvertently revealing defection, we believe. As Themis' emissary kept him away from Pandemonium, Archaeonos doubtless grew to be a friend. And we know what Themius looked like. So we thought, why not make a mammoth here and send it as a gift? We employed a local artisan to take care of the first step. The resulting work is masterful indeed.
That's adorable.
That's absolutely adorable.
Since you're the only one among us who can return to Pandemonium, might I ask you to deliver this to Archaeophianos?
Oh, you can count on it.
Thank you, Peter. I suspect he'll be overjoyed. As I've recalled more of his memories, I've noticed that Archaeophianos seldom expresses his own desires. Perhaps it was an unspoken rule in the Society of the Ancients. Nonetheless, I'd very much like to do something for him. A small kindness is the least we owe him. Yes, let's take care of that.
All right.
I imagine you can still reach Pandemonium by the Neos and Elpis. Once there, the keywords will surely assist you in tracking him down.
Sure.
Didn't expect to see you in Teilala again so soon. Is to peck you well?
Yeah. Things all worked out.
Oh, she really did it. And the man who stole our sacred treasure will answer for his deeds. Mother, father, so good to see you. I'm sure Peter's already told you what happened. I couldn't have retrieved our treasure without him. So we've heard. Yet Peter has also told us of your wits and bravery were essential to your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Tepeke to our request, Peter.
Sure.
Now the perch of the apex must be returned and put under careful guard once again. The story of the Terrell de Vidral's demise proves that we are not meant to wield its power as our own. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. When I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what happened in Thabner. They need to know what the treasure's capable of, or else we risk forgetting once again. I won't deny the Apex's power is dangerous. I saw in my own eyes what happens if it's wielded with abandon. Yet during the course of our search, I also saw potential. If we fully understood how it worked, we could use it without risk to ourselves or other people. We could turn something we once feared to our advantage, instead of letting it become obscured in legend. I can see the reason in that. We must ever be ready for danger, even in times of peace. Should our safety be threatened, the treasure may grant us a means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. Someone with such ambitions as Vedran may rise again, perhaps from among our own. I dare say that once we've regaled them with the rise and fall of the Justicar, they'll think twice before following in his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legend of the Terrell Vidral's fate to forbid the treasure's use, we can rely on the story of Vidral's fate to urge caution. And this time we have someone who lived through it to tell the tale. Of course, if I'm going to be guiding people in safe use of potentially dangerous treasure, I can see no choice but to inherit my father's position as its guardian.
Some may raise their eyebrows at the prospect of loose-lipped Topeka serving as the perch of the apex's protector, but I've grown from my mistakes. And who better to tell the tale of Vizron than Topeka's failures?
Yeah.
Your only mistake is in trusting Vizran, the same as I and many others. But unlike him, you have a willpower to overcome your own failings. Over the course of your long and arduous journey, you gained the wealth of experiences, and your efforts have finally been rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and so doing proved your conviction to our people. They shall listen to the proposal with open mind and set. Now we must say farewell. As much as it pains me to do so, I owe you a debt I could never hope to repay. Once I return to the village, I'll do my utmost to protect the treasure we worked so hard to retrieve. Until next we meet, may fortune smile upon you.
Yeah. Yep, see ya.
Quest complete.
Okay. Die. Getting everything the right colors here. Okay. So, up next, we'll change back to a dancer and we will present the present. And then we will be done. into pandemonium. Huh. You returned to us so soon, Peter. Not as a miss, I hope. I got a present for you. And this gift is from Arthianos, you say. A man much in demand of late. People expect great things from him now, greater than he's prepared for by my estimation, or by his estimation. Thus is he at his very moment studying at the words of La Habrea. Under his father's tutelage, he hopes to gain further mastery over the creations there, and he might one day become keyword himself.
Really?
Though Master La Habrea's harsh methods are more than once driven him to the verge of surrender, his determination to prove himself always drags him back from the brink. Oh, that sounds like Arthianos, all right. Indeed. Well, I'm certain he would enjoy seeing you. I wonder if he would rather the reunion occur after he has come into his own. That said, I understand why he would wish to be there when he sees your little Themis simulacrum. Would that I could witness his reaction myself. Keyword Hegmone, we've received word from Arthianos. He says he'll soon be returning. His message is well received. Yes, I see. Is this a tidy solution? When he arrives, can you tell him to attend me here? Say that there is something I would like to show him. I want you to choose a suitably dark place from which to eavesdrop into our conversation. When the moment is right, send the puppet this way. Thus shall we both be privy to his reaction, even as you remain undetected. With such subterfuge would usually fall outside my duties as keyword. Rest assured I am happy to help.
Sure.
I see the Master La Habrea has not softened. You've done well to endure his methods. Sometimes I feel he's become even more difficult. Were I not recently made privy to his true nature, I would have abandoned hope within moments. Such is his way of nurturing your talents, I suppose. I know. He still aggravates me, but I have come to see that even our quarrels are a means to know him better. As a father and one of the 14 both. Yes. I called you here because I have something to show you. Send the Mamet. Send the Mamet. What? Is that Themis? Why are you so small? Oh. Another puppet, I see. Who managed to render such a striking likeness? They asked me not to divulge their identity. I can say only that they have your best interests at heart. How curious. And to think such a gift would arrive so soon after I met with the man himself. I happened to run into him, the words of La Habrea. It was my first time speaking with him in the capacity of a libdibus. He was as friendly as ever. He told me of yet more big-legged plants, from the words of Halamarut, which had escaped and taken root in a region designated for Logrif creations, making proper assessments quite impossible. Themis was called upon to judge whether to test whether to switch testing grounds for convenience or uproot the unwelcome creations. So soon after returning from Pandemonium, he said, "We find such minor squabbles a welcome change." And of course, we spoke to Pieter. Naturally. Perhaps we could ask your admirer to make a likeness of him as well. As much as I would like that, I don't believe it would suit him. Unlike Themis and I, Pieter isn't bound to his own small domain. I think he rather belongs to the entire star. To keep him, or even an imitation, confined here would feel wrong. Pieter and Themis are both dear friends, and I need no tangible proof to be certain of our bond. Though I admit, it would be nice to have a reminder of at least one of them around. I'm glad to hear it. Now, I believe you have duties to return to. If you wouldn't mind fetching those reports from Peripetia on the new creations sent from Elpis. Gladly. Keyword Hegemony and Little Themis here will come with me. That turned out well, wouldn't you say? Akianos has a new companion, and you were able to witness his joy in meeting him. Each and every warder here owes you a great debt. But the charming charade helped repay mine in some small way. I must attend to my own work, but I wish you all the best, whether or not we meet again. Fare thee well, Pieter. A present from the present. There you are, Pieter. Judging by the grin on your face, I trust the Mammoth is safely in Okeanos' hands. Oh, yeah. Really enjoyed it. I knew we could count on you. May that doll provide him some small reprieve from the stresses of his station. Speaking of which, I know you had to pull yourself from your own adventures to take care of this little errand, so I don't intend to let you go unrewarded. That's why we commissioned 2 Mammoths from the start. I dare say Themis will be delighted to travel a whole new era by your side. Thanks. Okay. So, I believe that is it for today. So we will probably pick up more on next Sunday. And I think that should be it for a while at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching. Should be back next Sunday. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Till then.